Well, hello and welcome back to the NECC. It is Counter-Strike time. My name is Vincent, joined by Get the Bag, Mark. Marky, how are you doing this fine evening, my friend?
I am doing very, very well, Vincent. Excited to be back here in the NACC lineup. And oh man, do we got some big fish to fry tonight?
That we do. A pretty banger matchup out of Group B here in Division 1 is what we will be jumping and diving into. It's the Fisher College Falcons up against the NCSU Wolfpack. I am pumped to get this one going, and for a couple of reasons. I think we'll talk a lot about that as we move forward, but these are two teams that I've seen quite a bit of here at Marquee. Obviously, Fisher College, they've been making waves, not just in the collegiate space, but in North American Counter-Strike as well, winning tournaments, even finding victories. And then NCSU, this is an underrated team in my opinion that has definitely looked good, looked far better than I think a lot of people have been giving them credit for.
I think I'm back in here all good. Yeah, man, I'm really excited to see everybody get into this. This, in my opinion, has been one of the more fun, stories in collegiate esports in the past year. I think both of us coming from the Counter-Strike space, where we come from in North America, we've heard a lot about this, from some of our friends in Boston. But I mean, they've been doing some absolutely crazy stuff, pulling in 3 guys over from EU on top of some already very established NA names.
Yeah, I mean, and talk about some of those NA names. Obviously, you got a collegiate zeitgeist in Corn, joining already Alex and Refuser, and then Tatum, who was already a part of this roster, now adding Krepal, who's another one of those EU imports, as apparently we're ready to talk about the V2 veto. So we'll skip out on NCSU for a moment. So we've got a lot to talk about because, like I said, these guys I think have been underrated here over the last probably two or three semesters, but it's a veto marquee that leaves us looking towards some interesting space. I think particularly I'm looking towards that decider if we get there being Vertigo as one of interest to me. It's not one that we see very often here in collegiate Counter-Strike, but Inferno, Fisher's map pick, that's been something that they've put in quite a bit of work in. They've had some victories there, and then Anubis is where the Wolfpack have elected to bring us. As I don't know. How are you feeling? Who do you favor considering this veto?
Okay, look, I mean, I'm coming out here, and I think Anubis does bode well over for the Fisher squad. He was one of the maps that they picked up over Northwood, which is a storyline we'll talk about in a moment. So kind of the 1-2 punch there if we're going to be seeing maybe not maybe the best showing tonight out of NCSU, because I think that has been kind of an interesting beginning of these couple of weeks for them, whereas I think Fisher's grinded out a couple of victories, also playing in other like random leagues. Obviously we know ESEA main that they're in, other cups. They've had a lot of success with this roster already. I think they're feeling it pretty nicely.
Yeah, I mean that's certainly the case, and that being said, I got to watch NCSU play in the Rally Cry series that happened last spring. That was a lot of fun. I think that's where they kind of came out and showed up a style of Counter Strike where they didn't have like some of the most amazing like stars, so to speak, like some other schools like Oklahoma Christian or like Fisher or like Northwood, who have kind of like 5 players that are at like a main or advanced level, for example, or have played in that or even higher leagues. NCSU, on the other hand, I think have done a great job of being a team that understands the pieces they have and implementing a system that can work for those pieces. And what I mean by that is that they play a little bit of a slower style that often doesn't end up working and or isn't utilized in collegiate Counter-Strike, where they're trying to work, maybe not, maybe the word tactical isn't quite what I'm looking for, but a little bit more tactical, a little bit slower, a little bit heavier with regard to their default and trying to slow the game down, allowing the game to come to them as opposed to a lot of teams kind of getting up in your face. I really enjoyed getting to see what they were able to do, and I think that they took some wins in that Rally Cry series, for example, off of teams that probably on paper look to be a bit better than them, and that's why I'm excited to kind of see what they've been able to continue with moving in. It's the majority of that same core that I got to see. I think I don't think I saw Solaris last time.
Okay.
Is the only player that isn't returning necessarily. And maybe Electric, but Tristan, Mace, and Mr. Myers. Those were 3 mainstays of this team previously that absolutely had a lot of impact for this squad.
No, definitely. I think that You spelled it out very nicely for us. Very nicely for us. But okay, Vincent, I want to delve into the storyline that I kind of briefly like touched earlier, but it was the biggest fish to fry for me in previous semesters, right? The Northwood kind of Fisher battle that we had going on. It's Northwood versus a lot of schools, right? Because they were the top dog, and it's who everybody wanted to beat. But I mean, you know, pulling in with the moves that Fisher did, we got to see this matchup quite early, and it was like a 13-2. It was a 13-8. That one was like nicely done for them. So man, I don't know. You just see a certain heat off of that one result, and it's like, man.
Yeah, I agree. I'm right there with you. I do want to mention kind of where we're at, like overall, right? We're into week 4 right now, but what are things shaping up right now? Fisher, couple of wins, 3 to be precise. NCSU, -1. It's 2-0 though. Haven't played that. I don't know if it was a bye week or just a reschedule, whatever it is. I haven't gotten the opportunity to play as many games because things are happening sometimes a little bit out of order. All good though. What I do know is that for me, with Fisher and Northwood in Group B here, dude, NCSU have a very tough time. I mean, this is sort of the group of death. Like Syracuse is a good team too, and they're in this group. This is very, very difficult for them. I have to say, I think they kind of need to find an upset win against one of these top dog type teams if they have any chance of making it through.
I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree with you. I mean, we're going to see kind of how tested it is. I think, unfortunately for them, like you go straight into the inferno of Fisher College, like we talked about. Look, I think even in these collegiate results, it's one that we speak about maybe in other events, like I kind of spoke about briefly earlier, but it's one that immediately gets vetoed, right? And so I think that it's interesting. It kind of comes through here, and I hope it doesn't rear its head kind of as dominantly as we expect it to.
Yeah, and so I guess that leads us to expectations, kind of talking about what we're thinking is going to go down. Honestly, I think that it's hard to see a world where Fisher don't take this in 2, just because they come in as the heavy favorites. They show up in a big way. Fisher, the fact that they've been playing so consistently outside of collegiate leagues, and then they come into collegiate leagues as well and play like as a 5, that's so powerful. I mean, we saw what the value of that is with, you know, teams like I'll just say, like, there's the known teams like Davenport obviously, but then there's less known teams that I think did that with, like, Michigan State, for example. That was like 3 years ago that they were doing that, where they were a pretty consistent team. That also true for Michigan Tech. So like, these are very valuable reps to be having as an entire squad, that's for sure.
I would definitely agree. Starting off on this T side they go. And in this entire pregame, I think I've already earned a couple of golden stars, Vincent, by not even glazing corn once. We are back. We are back. And I mean, look, I am kind of joking around because I'm happy to see the former Davenport Panther kind of back on a collegiate squad, and one that obviously we've spelled is very, very exciting here. But even the point man he is here at the top of Banana.
Yeah, talking about some of those individuals, I think that for NCSU, Mace was a very consistent piece. I don't think that you can, like, apply the term star player necessarily, but if he's struggling, the team is struggling, is how I was seeing it before. This is Refuser Anchor Cut in the server. Taking some contact first and foremost, but not really forcing the issue, just letting him know, hey, we're here. This isn't just a straight up walk up banana situation, though that is what Fisher are looking to do afterward, at least with the majority of their players.
Already checking into Maced. No smoke to follow it up, however, because they're not exactly fighting off more than they can chew. Maybe hold back, because there's exactly maybe that one place down. Tatum does find Mr. Myers over towards A.
It's that move right into Tristan, who's already done well to pick up 1. It's unknown. His move into the big pit apparently is Warren going to continue moving forward, and they're going to eventually clear him out. That'll leave CT Sod on the outside, trying to work their way back in. Both Electric and Solaris are arriving on scene in time to actually give it a shot at this retake, but this is very difficult when you're talking about the amount of bodies that are in the way.
Because they just pull him right out of the way. I mean, that's pretty dominant. Only Crepow to go down in that pistol, I guess, with Refuser kind of in the mix there. But hey, they are already up on that Fisher Falcons horse. I don't know, can't really go up onto the fish like that. But hey, they're already looking good in this one. That didn't really land how I wanted it to, Vincent. But hey, not all of them are.
Can't win them all. Looking to do that, though, our Fisher, with that undefeated start. Same true for NCSU, though. Even if it's just -1. I will say, talking of who has been beaten, it is a win over Northwood that Fisher already have.
Yes.
That is a big deal. This one's not super relevant. This round, that is. Considering it's USPs.
Ooh. Just dip right back. They normally don't say to go Halls versus these pistols, however. Guess we can just throw that rule book out the window just right now. Fisher Falcons, they are teaching us a thing or two.
I don't know if there's too much to be learned there. Hey, the answer is USP is not the best of weaponry. We'll see what have to offer. NC State program, by the way, one that I think have really been stepping up here the last couple of years. Big change in the lead of that department. Very exciting one. Mace stands up tall for a double kill. Denies any banana control that Fisher were looking to gather up. Nothing really in response to that. I mean, yes, Tristan's gone down, but Mr. Meyer's on an off angle that's made life very difficult here for Fisher. 2 on 4. Big problem is the HP.
This is a timing that could be presented. Electric all the way into the corner. However, Alex does have a nice bit of the pathing in. However, it's a bit of a blunder out here, and Tatum is just going to take advantage of it. Already abusing the positioning as well. Alex is going to get into library while the moto smoke is up. This is disastrous.
Yeah, I mean, that's bad news, right? Electric just kind of... Hi. Taking his time. Trying to see if he can get maybe more than one, and Alex is about to knife this guy. Oh, no.
Saying Tatum don't peek. He's even waiting for that second player. Going for it. Maybe just a mastermind in his own right. Base gonna get right out of there with 4 health.
Yeah, that's a real pain point. Huge pain point, unfortunately. When you're up 4 on 2, when you've already defined so much control of Banana, and then to lose to a double entry there, I mean, Tatum able to deliver in that big way. He's a big part of the rifling now for this team. Like, you gotta anticipate some of those type of plays, and that's what Tatum provides there.
Certainly does. A man of many talents. A man that has been around the North American region for his calling preface for a very long time. Notably, like, Touchpoint Gaming there for a while. They had a lot of very deep advanced playoff runs in here. I mean, takes a hold of a very nice unit, and I mean, they're already looking very nice tonight. Resetting these fellas down to another group of pistols.
Not even calling on this team for Fisher even. Like that's Alex who's taking those reins.
Gotcha.
With I mean, to be fair, with some incredible like international experience that Alex provides.
They just take him right out. The Swedish man we were just taking out, Solars, maced in the next mix, and Fisher Falcons have a clean B site for themselves. That's just rude.
Yeah.
They refuse to give that up, huh? Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Shout out Tristan, who pretty sure was on the Foxtrot team before last season. Our buddies organization, if I'm not mistaken. Cool to see. He was going, I'm pretty sure also last semester he was going by Mr. Uguay.
Nice.
Which is sick.
Changed it up.
Still has
better or worse.
Still has the profile picture though.
Love to see that. Still fighting for this banana, even though huge point of contention to kind of really get this ball early in the round. Alex is such a menace, just spamming through the smoke, putting the pressure on Vincent.
That's a nasty flashbang from Crep out. Just going to walk through on the yard side. Mr. Myers caught in transition. That's Tatum again and again finding success in this area of the map. Now, Tristan, he's in a bit of a sneaky spot. They don't know that he's... Okay. They didn't know for sure that he was there. Tatum having an inkling. They'd only gotten the 2 kills over there previously, knowing that somebody should be here. And indeed there was. This was a gun round, Mark. This is not looking good.
If we can get these 2 ops right out, that would be a thing or two. Well, I mean, you do have 2 arms. You can only hold 1 op, unfortunately. I don't think you're going to be able to hold anything because Tatum is just coming for your neck straight up. That's 5-0 for Fisher.
10-0 for Tatum.
He's going to get his, like, kill streak soon, dude.
He might. They got to be careful. There might be a UAV coming soon.
Yup.
In fact, I mean, I guess should have
That
already
would be
happened.
game breaking. I wasn't sure what you were going to pull out there, whether it was going to be like the attack helicopter or whatever.
I mean, 10 kills.
I could say the same about that. That would definitely earn you an attack helicopter, I feel like. I think it was 7 at one point.
Yeah, I don't know because it's all the points. I don't remember the point totals, you know?
Yes. I don't know. There's got to be like an accounting major somewhere in here. They could probably add that up for us.
Probably. It's attack timeout, though. And I think that at the moment, North Carolina State, they have a lot to figure out. Because as we stand, Fisher haven't really been tested. And one time that they were, it was Tatum with a double kill out the apartments, a little bit of a miss, not necessarily of the shot, but just take the kill that you have if you were electric. I think it was trying to hope for a little bit more. Tatum turns and it opens up A. Otherwise, NCSU not really even in this game yet.
Probably is not going to switch up too hard on these deagles, but I've been wrong before.
You? Never.
I have an inkling to this, but Krepow has just been... I could call him a landlord, but that would be, I feel like, a little too obvious out here. However, he's missed everyone. They've already slipped through.
I don't know if he's ever going to get any knowledge on that either. Because Tristan's actually still hanging out here. Has Krepow made any noise? Surely so, the way Tristan's playing this. And oh, my timing. Tristan's going to get him caught back, turned, get the knife out, Tristan? Maybe so. Yes, he will.
No way.
Dude.
All falls down. It's got to happen at some point. However, they're right on top of this, quite literally. Double time with Korn getting the second.
And bomb's only now about to get planted. I mean, there is a world where they can bring this back. Those smokes locking NCSU out for the moment is a bit of a problem, and especially if Alex can maintain this space. If Tristan goes down, it's all but over. In fact, Alex just doesn't even take the fight. Let Korn take the first contact, and worry about Electric trying to spam through the smoke from Banana. Meanwhile, Mr. Myers just taking that up and saving it. It's the right call.
It's not the whole round. Tristan continues to farm. Almost takes out Tatum with him. Tatum, there's got to be a point to this. Man's trying to keep it alive for himself. Doesn't get the frag onto Electric. Trying to keep track of things. Still 6-0. Vincent, I gotta ask you, man.
Go ahead. Give me the
We're
question.
2 weeks after the old, and I'm gonna go ahead and knock on my wooden desk. We're 2 weeks into the charm update. Do you feel charmed by them?
No, I don't.
You don't. I don't see very many right now, as a matter of fact. Where they at, boys?
Hold on. This is an important round. We'll talk about it in a second, because some real things happening. This fight for Banana, it's some of the little success that NCSU have had, and Alex can't quite decide who he wants to go for. Refuser misses the AWP shot, and leaves still one player here, but both Tatum and Korn grab their ones, equalize. We're at 3 aside. Interestingly enough, Repo is still lurking towards A. Meanwhile, the rest of the team and Fisher are walking it on to B. That's a tap on the plant. No commitment. It's Electric who gives away his position. And now it's the call away, the fallback play. As Fisher, CA, site set and entirely removed from this site are NCSU.
He cut out just right at the end. I mean, Mr. Myers, maybe you could go walking through that smoke is obviously a little bit risky, but what can you do exactly? It's already that 7-0 mark. You got to be able to kind of sit outside of this, Vincent, because, I mean, it was that big fight at the Banana to really kind of lock your eyes on. Maybe Electric will be on the lamb here, however.
I mean, he's already on the lamb. It's just a matter of is he going to get caught? How many stars does he have? It looks like
we can go for 3. He's got 2 now. I don't know how that works, but he's removing them. Okay. Called Lester for sure. Got the cops off him. Maybe can't escape the last. Out with the USP, and you ever really escape Tatum?
No, not really. Don't think you can. Not when he's yet to die. You can't do that. I think maybe, and listen, I hate that it's Electric again there, because some real nice shots, but maybe a little greedy. You know, locked himself into pool. Didn't have any escape plan. No maneuver available. If he misses that shot, it's tough. It's over. Even though Tatum, who had at that point recovered the op himself, like,
yeah,
it's just not going to work out for you. I think could have been played a little bit safer. Considering the scoreline, I think safe was the call.
I definitely agree with you. I mean, I gotta say, I think that, you know, I feel like they've had this op, you know, especially towards B quite often. There's been that big fight that we've seen Fisher put a lot of that pressure towards, but I don't know. There's these big gaps that Krepal is just exposing on A, like allowing the lane all the way up. And I don't think that changes particularly with, you know, bringing Electric over to Arches for this mid round. But we haven't seen them really kind of reach for this mid pick or anything like that, because they're usually dealing with a very strong abuse on Banana. It's been very, very daunting to them.
Yeah, I think that on the eco rounds, they've kind of tried something more interesting towards A. But you're right. On these gun rounds, there hasn't really been that adjustment. And, well, that's going to change here and now. It's a swing towards mid, but a smoke down it means that, really, Electric is going to only be going for alt mid. That's Korn walking into his crosshair. And in the meantime, it's a double aggro push through the apartment side. Krepal caught off guard. Now it's all up to Tatum once again. He's clawed him back before, and he might do it again. It's with Alex's support. And Refuser over on B gets his one. It's an immediate response for Solaris, who's pushing down Banana in the meantime. But Tristan still here. Known? Unknown? Not known. Not in the slightest, it seems.
Has that angle, but it's Alex you're peeking into. So think again. And Solaris in a 1v3. No kid on the back, but might as well. You're led all the way up in the lane. Give it a shot. Give it a go. However, who do you have to peek into first? It's Alex again. And just peeking into you, it's just the swing out of it, but you don't even give Tatum a chance. There it is. 8-0 Fisher, and Alex is an absolute god.
Yeah, I mean, again, Tatum staying undefeated right now. No deaths in the server. It's him and Alex who claw that back. Another situation for NCSU where I think they actually tactically call the right move, and it all goes right for them on that aggressive maneuver. But Fisher have these individuals that can pull it back, that can make those plays. And what I mean, after that first move, I think NCSU get a little bit lost.
Goes Mace quickly into Banana. and it is just picked up by Refuser, but Alex doesn't usually get caught up with this molly. How has Tristan found all of this positioning? I think quite aware of it, but how much can you actually deal with the 5-7? Enough to steal at least 2.
Solaris now has an AK recovered, the bomb in control, and so much time. Now that audio cue given away, Solaris should know at least one of these guys is coming up from underpass. Oh, the timing is brutal, but it's Krepal who's the sacrificial lamb to keep Tatum flawless in this map. And another victory, the op recovered, as the Falcons, they fly away with this thing. 9 rounds straight.
Yeah, this is a scoreline of all time at the moment. 16-0 is one that you do not see every day. No, sir.
Shout out Krepal for sacrificing himself to keep the perfect score straight, you know?
The epitome of a Halls lurk, right?
That's beautiful right there.
Getting active in apartments again, Tristan. Wouldn't call this too busy, except he's already missed his appointment towards the stairs, but checks back in, and Krepal's already found 2, so he works hard in rounds and rounds, but he gets the reward in 10.
It's another one of those right moves, sort of idea, rather. Just Fisher a little bit too quick. They have the protocol set in place. Krepal on an angle that is going to allow him to get information and then take the fight, but not expose himself initially. It's so frustrating on the CT side of that, too. It's electric. It's a nice shot, but another one
again.
Not forthcoming.
Out of 17th, if you want to.
Listen, knife out, yeah, but Fisher didn't start it, so.
That is true. That is true. Even when Alex had the opportunity, man, he's too smart to be doing that stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
A little childish.
He held back.
I'm the first guy to knife. You know that, Vinny.
I know. You're always first. I'm just saying, it doesn't matter who was first, but it kind of does.
Matters who's got that last laugh.
It's Fisher doing the laughing right now.
Venturing into apartments again. Like target number 1 on the mines. Just finds another out of boiler and somewhat dips out. That's illegal on Demaced. Still hanging around. He's got a third. Okay. How to play Halls 101. Just stick outside of the window and farm.
Yeah. Little timing strike being played there as well, unfortunately, for North Carolina. Like, that's a tough one. He'll eventually fall, but he's done the damage. He's done all he needs to. The 4th player confirmed towards A. And now with an AK. Assume that could go to Mr. Myers, but no. What, you're gonna take his one and walk away with it? No, he's coming back for more.
Because why not? Farm him up. But that idea does not last for very long. It was rather a dream. That is a tough one to wake up to, at least. What, 11-0? Dude, what is happening? Is Tatum not going to die?
Don't say that. Stop.
It's something I'm wondering.
I, too, am wondering, but I'm not going to talk about it yet. Not anymore. Otherwise, he's going to send me a message and be angry. It's my fault. Don't play with this. Oh. Somehow Solaris lives for ages back there, even in the Molotov. Unfortunately for him, it's only time that buys him. Fisher up in the pace in this round. Not that they've been slow previously, but straight up running at them at Banana. And a team effort to open up those proceedings, make life difficult. Now, in the final round of the regulation half, they got to make their way through such a deep CT smoke.
And look at where Tatum is. He's the last man in the lineup. Not wanting any of this. And it's even coming down to the time as well. How dare you even dream about getting through? Tristan finally lands a spam. Knives are out. He's still looking for it. Alex, he's behind them. He can't even see it get down. Bomb goes off. Didn't get Tatum, though. 17-0 half at least.
That is a flawless half from both Fisher and from Tatum. Oh my goodness. Dude. I can't believe what we're watching right now. And this is I feel like this is just not a very accurate representation of like what NCSU can do. Like everything that's gone wrong or everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for them. Even in those rounds where they had the right idea, the right reads, it still didn't work out. There is a bunch of dualies. Not 4 pairs, but 3.
Something you always love to see. Going a little bit quickly here. Krepow spotted out first. There's multiple points of contact to this, and look, just slapped out of the hands. It's already on the floor. It's the first map done.
In 13-0 fashion as well. Fisher dominate. Fisher undefeated in this map and stays that way for now. The first of the series, yes, this is still a best of 3.
Wow.
Got to keep that in mind. But Fisher's pick of Inferno, there's nothing to talk about for NCSU there. Nothing at all.
Look, man, Inferno is a hard map to play. I think that, it's like we were discussing in the vetoes. It's a bold one to kind of let through. They head on to an Anubis where they just had a 13-10 victory. I believe that was against Syracuse. No, rather, it was against MSU Maroon. Look, man, I think that it's a hard one to play, but it was just a very, very crazy cycle you're put into. You don't even get to try the T side because Pistol's gone, and so are you. It was 13-0. Tatum didn't die. Vincent was disrespectful.
Yeah, not the greatest of first map showings for NC State. That being said, we have a short break. It is Anubis up next. We'll see if they can put together something a little better on their own map pick.
Shall we get started then? This speed exceeds all expectations. Reading speeds are 40% quicker than before, and writing speeds are 55% faster. Through the in-house controller, the per-watt performance has improved up to 50%. The 990 Pro's nickel coating controller for its smart thermal solution technology controls heat. Playing computer games? Obviously the best.
Well, a quick one, and it is done. 13-0 on map number 1. That's what Fisher College put together. And you know what? NCSU, I don't feel like they even got a chance to play the game. And
Yeah.
like, what happened there, Marky? I know that's a tough one, but what do you got? What can you say?
Look, I think that I'll ride off of the point I was kind of surfing on when we closed. I think that Inferno is a tough map in CS2 to play in general against high-level teams that practice it often. I think that that's a blatant statement I can put over this game, but particularly, it's exactly like you said. They really didn't get a chance to play. You know, our good buddy or good pal, we love to talk about him, Launders, he loves to say bad or unlucky. I don't even want to say, like, they really, look, some of those banana matchups, they were getting blown out of the water by Alex. It is what it is. That guy's very good. But look, they were reset into reset, whatever it is. The CT side can just bang you around. It was 13-0. They didn't even get to play the offensive side. Like, I wouldn't take that one too badly if I was them. Sometimes those can go quickly and fall out of your hands, but not getting one is also pretty tough. I'm coping a little bit with that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, honestly, it's tough as well that Tatum is the guy who goes, like, 17-0.
NACS.
You know what I
NACS
mean?
reigns supreme.
Like,
yeah,
like, I say
get it,
it's
but
tough
yeah.
because that's a guy that, like, he is a momentum guy. Like,
Matt, maybe it can be corn.
might be. I don't know. Like, everybody was firing at all cylinders there for Fisher, but I feel like Tatum really can get heated up off of that even more so. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this is a team that can feed off of each other very well too. That's the type of monumental, ridiculous, just devastation that Fisher College can take into a second map in a way that I think a lot of teams can. I know it says 13-0, by the way, or 13-1 there at the bottom. It was indeed 13-0. It just got a little bug, but regardless, this is at least NCSU's map pick. And for reasons we'll get into after this pistol round, I think they're going to have a better chance at this one.
Most definitely, but running into the big man on campus, it's Tatum up close, and he's got two, making a third for Tatum, but he's finally gone down in this series for the very first time, but he's got help around. He's got Refuser, and he's just got two back into the barrel. Fisher College up big.
Yeah, another pistol round, another victory for them, but as much as that's a loss for North Carolina State, I think that one of the things that I think is going to be better for them on this map, first of all, somehow they're starting T-side despite picking this map, which I don't quite get. That seems crazy to me. Don't know how they got that or figured their way into that. But like, this is a team that their strength are strong defaults, good execute, and good fundamental. That was what I saw from them, you know, at Rally Cry last semester, which is the last time I got to watch them myself. So, for that reason, I really think that Anubis can lend itself to that gameplay style. Even though we are looking at a changed NCSU. You know, it's not the same five, but it is the same core.
And honestly, I think they have a nice opportunity here. Starting off on their T side is going to be a good mix. I think we know that kind of a well-oiled offense on like an Anubis T side can probably rather do more work for you than actually kind of running in, fragging out. I know that's basically the first hurdle that you're kind of playing up against a team like Fisher College, but we'll see what type of swagger they come into this first rifle round with. They've got these nades now, but I don't think we see too many of them going out early. Nothing towards that. You might want a smoky box. Yeah, you might want a smoky box. That's a good idea.
Jeez, man.
That is insane.
That is a crazy round 3 like investment here.
Show some respect.
I guess Fisher used it all up last map. I don't know. That's true insanity. And Maced, I talked about. He opens the proceedings, but it's a quick response out of Refuser. Warren gets a tag, but no follow-up, and it's that tag that's going to help Prep out at a third on the auto sniper.
Man, what a time to be alive. I will say, man, I've been an advocate for the auto sniper for some time. Tristan can maybe 1v3. Here's that shot down. Dude, when you, like, troll buy it in matchmaking, here, he's troll buying it in official. We'll see if it catches up to him. It is actually very dangerous. There was a guy that went, like, kind of viral on Twitter. Ethan G, he's like an NA guy, because he was like it was an ancient clip where he was like no scope cross mapping people with the Scar because he was really that good. Like, you could do some ridiculous stuff with the autos in this game.
You're crazy. The Scar is not good.
Do you see it in the hands of Crepbow? I know he's very talented, but man, he's moving them. They're moving through mid. That's what I'm talking about, Vinny. Oh my god. Do you believe me now? Do you believe me now?
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
No way, bro.
Fisher deserved this. Fisher deserved currently being down a man. Tatum, though, gonna help him out in a big way. Answering back, grabbing that disadvantage and pulling it the opposite direction. Solaris is 1v2. Now, with supposedly your favorite gun.
Am I like the guy hopping on the bandwagon? Is that what you think?
Get rid of it. No, I don't even think... I think you're doing the classic Marky, silly, ridiculous... That's what you're doing.
Silly, ridiculous opinion? No, dude, you could actually... I will say, here's another opinion that I have. And I don't know if this is like anecdotal or not. We'll have to see what Twitch chat thinks. The Scar is definitely better than the T-side auto. Corn, ready to pick up his first kill. That's something we're saying. Solaris around the corner, and he doesn't even get it. Alex, you dirty, dirty man.
Well, Corn's going to have to wait a little bit longer. I can't believe that
you gotta throw that out of the map, man.
Yeah, like, I can't believe he didn't throw it out.
I'd be surprised if any of them actually have it equipped, which is sad.
I can't believe they do. Like,
'Cause
what are you equipping?
There you gotta just, like, save the auto, honestly. Bring it back against Fisher. Vinny, you know what they say? You know what they say? Break the auto ice. You pay the auto price. And so it basically is the rendition of that, right? You just gotta, at that point, it's just out on the field. And there's no respect, right? We've bashed the gentleman's agreement into the ground.
I don't think there's ever a gentleman's agreement, Marky. It's a bad gun, and you can buy it whenever you want.
I'll remember that the next time you're on the other team in 10-mans, Vinny.
Yeah, that's okay.
However, we got a little timeout right now. Maybe time for their very, very glorious head coach, Why Not FPS 01, to chime in and maybe give his opinion about that buy, Vincent. What do you think he's saying right now?
He's saying, you guys are trolling, keep it up.
It's working.
That's my 2 cents.
It's working. But Letric's got the op now. Maybe it's going to be the end of the fun
and it was actually Towish getting the real chance to have impact there for NCSU. That's who called the tack. And I mean, NCSU tried that. They called their tack pauses last map. Didn't have the intended effect. It's 3-man push. Auto sniper right behind playing coverage into Canal. This is where this map somehow feels like Inferno. It just tightens around your throat. It feels like there's nowhere to move.
Solaris up top, finally seeing Corn down below. They've worked hard for it to keep even the positioning that you're supposed to have. And there's just thrown right back into your lap. Tatum in mid. Back to back, they get it done. 2v4.
Alex looking to continue pressure the issue, but ultimately takes a little bit of damage and thinks better of that. The amount of map control that Fisher still maintain here is absurd. It's unreasonable. There is very little that NC State can actually do. They can't move forward. And so 30 seconds. I mean, bomb's about to be collected, but there's only one right call here, and that's go B. But it's still a long way for Mr. Myers. Mesa's going to be relatively slow low, and at this point, Tatum's taking the space. He's going to get the cutoff. Mr. Myers is dead.
Takes a side for it. Makes sure he grabs the headshot. Maced. One of the players I had some expectations for. He's had a lot of promising individual moments there. A little bit too high of a hill to climb in the 1v4. He goes immediately down to the spam, and it's 5-0 to Fisher College again. 18 rounds in a row, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean that's what we've got right now.
Maybe Alex can pull off the no deaths this time. He's 4-0.
Right now, Fisher. I mean, they're just tossing the same things at him. That aggressive, stare smoke, trying to deny some space. This time they don't action off the back of it, Fisher. Instead, they're a little bit more on the passive side. Just in a nice spot. This is a spot that is often overlooked, and Fuser does just that, overlooks it.
Ooh. Doesn't even let him get to Alex. Krepal still got the auto. Don't know why I'm surprised by that fact, but they're going to run it down into Letrix Grill, who cannot get the kill onto Tatum, who is 13-4. Somehow more ADR than the first map, but I think he's willing to stretch his life a little bit further.
I told you, this guy, you just don't want to give that that momentum over to him. You don't want to let him get heated up. That is why, my friend,
Don't
the
do
auto
it.
sniper is bad.
No way. Horn will shut that down. That whole thought. I don't think they're going to be able to recover it. However, they could probably rebuy it if they really wanted to, which
I want to know. Okay, dude, I can't believe that Krepo has that enabled. Like, what does he not have? You know, you have the A4, the A1S, right?
right, maybe a scout from Moss.
Scout
the
from
op.
Moss. Oh, that's
maybe,
fine. That's all.
Probably not the scout, maybe. I would say that would probably be the
Okay.
reasonable purchase, but I mean, it's a good question for it.
But we agree
Yeah.
that you don't.
Yeah.
You should have the scout, right? Like, that's the right thing to have.
Okay. Well, we've gone to an entirely different bar of the spectrum, entirely a different row. He's got the Negev.
Now
And,
that's
he's
a
got
good
two.
gun.
All right, now we're gonna have an issue. All right, Krepow. No scope. Scope. He's going on to the right click. He's still getting it done. Looking back to E-Box. At least Fisher College are looking like they're having some fun, but they better stop. It's a close round. It's 2v2. All right.
Krepo, no gun out that time. Not for that fight. It leaves Korn in the clutch. A classic situation for Korn to come out on. But will it be on top or underneath? He's going B, and that is not where NCSU are at. Though, they are actually going to reroute towards that direction after collecting the bomb.
Instant trade on the corn, unfortunately. Doesn't come through with the auto that's being left in canals and maybe into the history of this game, Vincent. I don't think we're going to be seeing that. It was a great feature while we had it. And as I'm, blabbing about that, it's a first round onto the T side, first round in this series.
Yeah, a big round just because it's about ripping off that Band-Aid. It's about getting there in the game, honestly, in this series at all. And NCSU do so very nicely handled. Some of the strengths of the team that I was talking about kind of coming to the forefront. Good trading right there at the end. Even though I'm pretty sure that first guy didn't even have a gun out, really.
It's that anchor down. It's a very successful early round that they have found themselves in. Krepow already creeping back in. Up at blue. Tatum's making it happen as well. All of a sudden, the man advantage back. And Mr. Myers in the back lines was deeper than Krepow.
Oh my goodness. I mean, just absurd from Tatum. This is the type of thing that he will do when he's feeling confident. And confidence is the name of the game. Alex doesn't have his gun out either. But does spot Mr. Myers, who's low HP. Is going to be a little difficult in the 1-on-2. A full kit of utility, but now a waiting game. And that's a game that is going to be favoring Tatum as he now arrives on scene. Oh, never mind. Oh my goodness, an adjustment for Mr. Myers, but Alex, who bided his time, takes the victory.
Where are we at in the, I think it's like, what is it called? Strat Roulette? Is that what Krepow and Refuser are doing right now? As respectfully as they can. I mean, I think the Negev and the auto is a little bit out there. Look, I think we're reeling it in a little bit. We got these two auto shotties.
Yeah, I would agree. Reeling it in is accurate. But I think it's about not having the finances more than anything. absurd. Fuser gets removed through that smoke. Mace thinking, all right, well, I mean, it worked the first time. No stop here. It's Tatum who's on the other side trying to win that spam battle, but has to reload and almost gets away. Mace between a rock and a hard place, and somehow, some way, Tatum gets better. It's all falling apart and fast.
Crepao just holding it himself. He'll maybe drown out these next couple of seconds in this thing. Tristan will meet back out at Carpets. I don't think they were close enough to hear that little lip noise. But, I mean, by the means of this, Vincent, I think they track it along, maybe try and roll the dice back in a mid, but it's a little bit scary how much control Fisher College just go ahead and grab, because their blood is just flowing at the moment. I mean, this is a little insane. And it's even Crepao up close and middle. No way it serves him like this. Only a dink that comes through on the shotty.
Yeah, but that damage is going to mean a lot when you're talking about a 2-on-4 that has already started. Another big spot, and that's one of the higher health players in core. Now Tatum, he's alone over on B. Will he be checked, though, in dark? This is a hard check in this position. No, not at all. Not seen. No denial of the plant, but gets the confirmation, and he's sticking it. Okay, will be removed. Tristan with the 1v2 that's denied by Alex as Fisher stay and continue their victorious ways.
It is getting expensive, though, for them, however. As it does ramp up to the end of this T side. I think pressure on anyway. 8-1, the score as it is. They're trying to just kind of put out some of their best work on an Anubis where I think that was the expectation. However, I mean, just being slapped around in the server tonight, I think for kind of the lack of respect that Fisher College have right now, kind of pulling it through, they're really acting so dominant, even when you see that full kind of start from NCSU. Excuse me, that was a mouthful. They may try and get active here to start. Letric and Mace do find an opening kill.
Gonna be a attempt at this, but Alex still stands at B, undefended. They thought, or it seemed, no. Still to deal with Alex. And in the way, now a rain, a full bullet hose on the other
All
side.
that puppering fire, man.
Yeah, it's true.
They're going straight for the jugular. Not waiting for it. The knives are out. Tristan cleaned them both up. And then again is into the range. You earned that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's one where Fisher College is getting too silly. They know they've got
a little bit of trolling.
I mean, they've got the rounds to work with. They know that it's not required, man. But NCSU showing that they can still punish that. There is a limit to the silliness at the very least. It's the poor spy here as we approach the end of the half, as Fisher finally out of cash.
It's Alex with that premium rifle. We'll see how that one delivers. Tatum with the old CZ, Vincent. There to make the peek in middle. Corn, unfortunately, removed from A again. And Crepao does hang around, but Alex is alone towards B, where unfortunately, I think he might be kept alone. We'll see exactly where he is positioned when this hit does come through, but as an individual, this does kind of stand tall.
Yeah, especially when he's got the 1M4. Everybody else has basically nothing in comparison. Pistols and armor. So you can understand why they would lean on Alex here towards B, but it's not even he who's required. Crepel through A. Double kill. Inks up 2 with the dig and removes them from the canal side. That allows Alex to investigate. E-Box, find nobody home, and it'll be, maybe not even required. Refuser gets his to Temple side first and foremost. They know they've got to remove Alex, but they're not checking for it? No, okay. They go back, but bomb denied for the time being. Refuser, there's no stop on this guy. As Electric, again, asked to clutch up, and he does so.
Nicely done. That's 2 in a row, and not one that's exactly given to you. Kind of nicely wrapped up. That's very, very nicely picked up, especially that kill onto the waiting Alex and E-Box. Now you got to roll the die with the funny guns you're forced to be on. Crepao goes for the Nova, so Thumbs up.
Tatum is scout. Not given any chance at this one. It's
Unlucky.
looking like 8-4. Is going to be the reality here unless Fisher College can pull back this round. Alex threw smoke with a scout, apparently. A bit ridiculous. But a wild spray will find the final victory. Unless, but no. NCSU, it's a recovery. They let Fisher get silly and I think fair enough, right? Take advantage of it.
Definitely so. And I mean, with the score currently where it sits, I think that, you know, Fisher definitely were getting silly. They just came off of a game where they 13-0'd and one of their players didn't die in an official encounter strike. Of course, they were going to be fooling around a little bit. And I think that definitely maybe bothers, you know, it definitely strikes a bit of a fire under them to get this going. It's an 8-4 right now. Pistol could put this within a reachable distance on a map, which is in fact their pick.
Yeah, I think so, but also, you know, you're going on to the less favorable side. So yes, numbers-wise, but in reality, this is still very difficult. Electric trying to claw his way back in. He's getting run down by Tatum. And Mr. Myers and Solaris will be tasked with a retake. 2-on-4, and they're going to continue forward. Solaris being kept around for a long time. Okay.
And now onto the bomb. Already to half, but up street and practically in the alley already. Mr. Myers will try and chase it down. Had a nice shot that he hit in canals, but now knives are out and he's got the revenge on Tatum. Now hops on the bomb again. And there's some respect right now. Honor on the side of Kretbow, who... Wow.
That game of Counter-Strike.
It's more than that, clearly.
Oh man, no, he didn't have the chance of the win. So
there are two warriors sparring in the server with respect.
Yeah, for real.
The ring.
I'll meet you at Main Street at noon. Be there.
There, you square, dude. I'm coming, Vinny.
Well, on the way. I'm already left.
Oh. We're canceled. Maybe quickly. Into 10, however, as Alex is already finding Tristan out towards B. Not for much longer. Electric rudely turned, and here comes the P90. There's gotta be, like, how many different, like, kills has he gotten with a different gun? Excuse me.
Well, that's Refuser. Krepo was the one who had the...
This is true. I feel like they both have been going at it, however.
Did Refuser have the Negev?
Yeah, he's been the main John Drollstein, if we're being real.
Well, Krepo's had
absolute menace.
Had the auto sniper too.
Oh no, that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Not the competition. I like not the MVP trophy. I thought that we'd have to hand out today.
That's true. It's an important MVP though.
Yes. Okay.
Alex didn't stop. Didn't even try to stop. And now headshots. Don't do that at Halloween, by the way. That's bad. Don't hand out head taps. Hand out candy.
All right, Vincent. I gotta honestly. Our producer is now living in the old area of St. Louis where I grew up, and apparently we have an interesting tradition where you have to tell jokes to get the candy here. Electric.
What?
He's got a good one lined up for him. Yeah, dude. And I thought that made sense. Kids gotta earn the candy, bro. It's Tatum earns another shot towards B. Is that not insane? I think that's great. I think the rest of the country gotta catch up, bro. Then kids would be a lot funnier. Our producer just said, did I miss something?
No, didn't miss nothing. Apparently, just a crazy
yes.
St. Louis situation.
Producer-wise, no. Tristan in the wing. Why is he connecting like that?
Dude, that was a sick MP9 spray actually from Tristan.
Ooh.
You made that thing look like an AK. Way he was controlling that spray.
These two are always up to something.
They're having a good time. That's for darn sure.
This is going to be. I feel like they're teasing him. He's got to know where that came from. Line them both up. Mr. Myers 1v2.
I'll give it some chances. Mr. Myers has been picking up the pieces often for NCSU. It's 17 kills for him and another victory to add to the total up at the top of the screen as Fisher College set themselves up but don't quite follow through. I've never heard of that. That's a new one on me.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I was kind of shocked to find out the rest of the country ain't up to standard, but that's why I'm so funny, Vincent. Just raised to do that.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Maybe that's why I'm not funny. I didn't tell enough jokes for
hilarious, Vincent.
candy. Had to have the right
material.
the right thing in front of me. Maybe that was the thing they were missing. Could have been the next big comedian.
Still have time. Jax went pro at 27. I'm sure that works similarly in the comedian world.
Probably. Look at this. Hold on. Mr. Myers is in a real nice spot. Especially now that Refuser's gone down. The bomb planted, site theirs. But Alex, it's nasty to be up there. Maybe a first for me, seeing somebody get a kill on a game I'm broadcasting from there. Once again, Tristan brings it back. It's a Corn 1v2 attempt once more.
Got Mr. Myers lined up ideally first. Does exactly that. And now it may be glaringly obvious where this approach may be coming from. Fade through the smoke. Basically fade out of the round. No kit. So basically no opinion in this. And Corn is going to give you his 2 cents.
That is a 1v2 sense, if you will, for Fisher College. Letting him know. Even in the clutch, Fisher still good. Still able to connect. It's a tough reset on the economy for NCSU. I mean, really difficult. They're on starvation rations here. A couple of MP9s.
This is a smorgasbord of guns at the moment.
It is guns.
And Corn's got the op. Yeah. This is what we're doing.
He won the 1v2. He gets to carry that over, man.
Fair enough. The big green. And Crep out. Looking to make some green. Headshot tapped in. Put in a couple more slugs. The boys are on the way.
Come on, guys. I got mine. Now it's your turn.
Had him waiting patiently with the Bizzoni. Oh. And the PP wasn't enough.
Tristan, there's no way we're saving this, right?
Surely not.
I don't know if I could respect myself anymore if I were to try and save a Bison.
However, this is another one. It's like, I mean, unfortunately, I love the Bison, man. It had to be one that's out of my lineup. Rapao is out of the lineup now, but he was quite low. I don't know, man.
If he had a kit. If only he had a kit.
He's dangerous at the moment. PP Poseidon hits hard. All that armor penetration. Let's see how he does it.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
He's not that low, man.
He's just distracting him. Put the body on the line for the team, Corn. He's got the op still hanging around. Does he really care? Fisher goes up with the 12th and puts the bomb up as well.
No, Fisher, they're playing with house money right now. They've got a map up. They've got a massive lead. They've got all of this in their favor. There's no reason for them to be getting anything but silly right now.
What do they,
and especially
themselves this round? Corn's got an AK.
Normally,
Alex has got an AK. Thank God.
Normally, I would talk about, like round diff or something. Maybe it does matter, but they beat Northwood, and I think Northwood would be the only team that they super would need to worry about that. So, like I said, house money.
Ain't nothing funny. Here goes the Bizzoni again. Long range, and Vinny, I'm telling you, he's a menace. And Corn's even got A unlocked. 1v3 for Electric now, and that is a collegiate series of all time. Fisher College put him down.
Yeah, I mean that's just a quick one. It's a tough series for NCSU. I'll put it that way. Honestly, you don't even really get to see the beauty of what Fisher have been able to put together. Like from a gameplay perspective, they came into this and they just outshot their opposition. They played at an individual level so far above that they were able to get a little bit silly. They were able to get funny about it there at the end, and even that wasn't, it opened up some opportunities for NCSU, but it didn't even make it, all that much closer than it would have otherwise been. I don't think so. Yeah, a series to forget if you're NCSU is Fisher. They continue. They stay in that undefeated category now, 4-0.
Yeah, it's an interesting point I think you bring up as well. Not really having to show, extremely complex colors tonight, Fisher College. Obviously, we know kind of the score lines off both of these maps. But that is what it is, man. When it gets time for, like, playoffs, I think that they're probably going to have a couple more matchups where they're probably going to be able to have score lines like this, like we've already talked about, right? You already have Northwood off of the schedule, and you still have a couple nicer bodies to see up against. So that'll be very nice from the matchup. But you don't have very much great tape on film, is what I think I'm trying to say. So Fisher College put up another great one.
Yeah, I put it together and put a nice little bow on top as well. Back that one up for us as well, considering that is the end of our night here. We got a pretty quick one, all things considered. I think NCSU, it's a fight back, regain next week because they're gonna have to. We'll hopefully get to see a little bit more of them. That being said, like I said, it's time for us to hit the hay. Tomorrow, though, Rocket League coming back, and if you're a Fisher fan, you got even more to be happy about. It's Fisher against Akron, who will be coming up in that one to start out our night. That's 7 p.m. Eastern, and then it's Overwatch coming for you on Friday. With all of that, though, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you, and we'll see you next time here at NECC.